I'd like to invite the Betley boys to come forward.
Sit over here. Over here.
We want to find the perfect spot to stand, so if only for one day Chris wasn't in our shadow.
We have two very important, beautiful people up here. Great, you guys look fantastic. But enough about us. Let's proceed.
For those of you who don't know, we're Chris's brothers. I've known him a little bit longer than Brian, so I'll start us off here. First of all, I just want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Persa. What an incredible day, incredible venue. I think everyone would agree it's a very special day. I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank all the family and friends that came to join us today to celebrate Chris and Emily's marriage.
Now, my mom and Emily were very, very worried about what we were going to say. They wanted us to write something down, so we started writing something down, and they looked through it and wanted to know what to say, give Chris, paint him a good picture in his mind. So they reviewed it, and they gave us these note cards to go over for the rest of the speech. Chris is a great brother.
Chris is very nice and smart.
Chris is handsome. We're not doing this.
No, seriously, the hardest thing to do was limit this speech. There's so much ammo on this kid. Emily told us we only had 5 minutes, but there's 2 of us, so we're gonna take 10.
Now, Matt and I were very nervous and queasy and apprehensive to come up here. We settled down pretty quick when we knew how nervous and queasy, apprehensive the Persa were to let their only daughter marry Chris.
Chris, this is a big day for you. Loyalty, self-restraint, control, a sense of responsibility, playing by the rules. No longer are these things that Drew Andrews says to you before a beer pong game.
We're glad to see Smitty, Herschel, Bob, Zach. They took a weekend off the Seattle to come down here. It's gonna be kind of weird that you guys are the oldest people at the bar tonight. The macho man best thing to do for best day stage is to talk about, all of Chris's ex-girlfriends. But we decided to give him a free pass. All we want to say is that we're glad number 85 was the one.
But in all seriousness, Chris really didn't have a lot of past with the girlfriends. Which brings us to a fine memory of Chris. He had just graduated college. He was living at home.
Of course.
And one of his college roommates was also living in our house, a certain Joe Weiss, better known as GJ. And Chris and GJ were spending a lot of time together, frequently going out, drinking a lot, always coming out. And there wasn't a lot of ladies in either of their lives. So that prompted one night we were sleeping, and my mom came up, probably after a glass of wine,
Or 5 or 6.
and she sat us down and said, guys, Chris and GJ spending a lot of time together, they're drinking. Do you think, not want to be blunt, my mom, she goes, do you think Chris is gay? She said she saw the early signs in my Uncle Glenn, and he didn't want Chris to be living a lie like he was. And Brian and I, we kind of calmed her down. We said, Mom, there's no way Chris and GJ have anything going on. We all know if Chris was gay, he preferred someone much more ladylike like Nick Scappa.
Now, if everyone knows Chris, everyone knows how lucky he is. How much of a lucky guy he is. His uncanny ability to stay healthy and not get away with anything. So, instead of telling everyone that, Matt and I decided to put it in a poem called Luck.
We wrote a poem. It's called Luck. It all started as a baby with his inside-out intestines and extremely hideous, crooked head. The family thought it was a 1,000,001 shot that this kid would ever wed.
Then the young Frankenstein put his foot through a pane of glass. From then on, they knew this kid was going to be a pain in the ass.
Chris thought a rambunctious dog, a leash, and rollerblades were a good mix. After Amber dragged his body down the street, his wounds were not an easy fix.
Which brings us to high school and Chris's discovery of girls partying and beer. Sure, Mom, I promise, I won't have a party. How did you ever think that was sincere?
He spent hours cleaning the carpets, floors, beds, everything to a T. Quarters in the garbage disposal? How stupid can you be?
Yep, we all know the moron always got caught. 0 for 50, I think his record was when him and Big Joe fought.
2 totaled cars and countless tickets. Driving with you was such a fear. You have more points on your license than you did in your whole college career.
Yes, now with the state title and me being the leader receiver in Lenape we did get. Chris, you scoring 1,000 points on those Lenape teams? It's like being the tallest midget.
Then there was a time the cool teenager came home with earrings, 1 in each ear. This time it was my dad who was calling him a queer.
College life as a Greyhound was much more the same. His bones, spurs, ankles, and big toe never let him check into the game.
Chris did play college basketball for a little, but being an intramural star was on the agenda. My dad looked at my mom, shook his head, and said, "Where did I go wrong, Brenda?"
We always thought he was being soft and just wanted some sympathy. Ooh, my stomach hurts and it hurts when I pee.
Our first reaction was, "You idiot," and what was her name? I mean, who the hell would have thought a tumor was to blame?
Shirtless, cut off, tight Under Armour, he wore his fair share. You're lucky it's me and man up here, so no jokes about the hair.
You used to be behind Brian and I mean, 3rd place isn't bad. But now with Dan and Drew, I mean, 5th place is pretty sad.
The first dinner with the in-laws, Chris got some steak stuck in his throat. When people asked him about his daughter's boyfriend, Mr. Persa had no reason to gloat.
With all the injuries and old age, he took up a new game. Breakfast balls, mulligans, duffs, and frustration. It was much more of the same.
Chris, you should have listened to the words of your wife. Injuring your leg a week before the wedding almost made you single for life.
We could go on for hours about all of Chris's bad luck. It's amazing how you ever found a girl you can
Spend the rest of your life with.
Poem. Seriously, the only good luck the kid has really ever had was when he was in Seattle, probably shirtless, and he met a beautiful girl named Emily. She was such a breath of fresh air, we could not have asked for a better sister-in-law. Her crazy antics and graceful dancing make her the life of the party. She's made Chris into a new man. I mean, he even looks different, but that could be from her cooking.
We would like to welcome you to our family. You look beautiful tonight. We asked Emma about the perfect wedding, and it was this huge ordeal. Extended family, 17 pre-wedding parties, sunglasses. But I mean, she nailed it. This place looks amazing. It's great. And then we asked Chris about the perfect wedding, and his short, simple answer, he said, "The wedding that would make Emily my wife."
Chris, we do really do look up to you. You've always been there for us. It's great that you found someone that makes you so happy. You know, Brian and I were talking last Saturday, and we knew, we wouldn't be spending as much time together as we usually do, and we got pretty upset.
Yeah. Matt, Sixers lost Game 7 last time.
That's why we were upset. No, for some good luck, Chris, put out your left hand. Emily, put your hand on top of his.
I'm up.
Chris, put your right hand on top of hers. We'd like to propose a toast to the last time Chris ever gets the upper hand.